Hey everybody, it's Future Gun 0311 here with a new loadout video for you. I've got my Marine Corps Fallujah loadout. We just had the 10th anniversary of Phantom Fury a couple days ago, so thought that would be pretty cool to make a loadout video right around that time. As you know, or may not know, I made a Fallujah loadout a couple months ago, but it was reasonably accurate, but this one's definitely a lot more accurate. So I'm going to go over everything head to toe, like always. Up top, this is the same helmet that I used in my 2011 Marine Corps loadout, except that the pasket's actually accurate for this impression because the Marine Corps was in between a lot of gear, so a lot of earlier stuff and a lot of later stuff was used in Fallujah. Like the LWH was used, but so was the basket, so both are accurate. I've got the MVG setup on there, like always. Cat eye band, 3-color helmet cover because the Marine Corps was still using 3-color and Marpat. They were both used. Both the patterns were used. What I'm trying to say at that time. Some dudes had full 3-color stuff. Some dudes had a Marpat helmet covers and 3-color uniforms. Some dudes had Marpat uniforms and 3-color helmet covers, like I do in this. So that's why I put that on there. As you know, if you saw the other video, I do have a Marine Corps Marpat one, but wanted to make this a little bit more unique for the impression, so I used the 3-color helmet cover for this. On my chest, I've got a First Choice Armor Interceptor Body Armor, or IBA, or Outer Tactical Vest, OTV, depending on who you're talking to. So, yeah, these are really nice vests. Like, they're really well made, but they're really light. As you can see, it's more of like a beige or kind of desert tan color. And the Marine Corps used the coyote brown ones and, of course, the woodland ones. But a lot of pictures I've seen from Fallujah, the vests are this color from use. So I guess that kind of works out because while they were issued Coyote Tan interceptors after, months of fighting before and finally getting to Fallujah, their vests had already been, faded and from all the sand and dust and the sun and all that crap, and were already this color. Like, go look at some pictures from Fallujah. Some dudes had, shiny new interceptors that were still very dark, but a lot of guys' interceptors had already faded to a beige-like color. So I guess that works for the impression. Wish it was darker. I don't know why they choose to make their IBAs this light, but it is what it is. On it, I have magazine pouches and a grenade pouch. These are the old school woodland ones. They actually say M16A2 on the back. They don't just say like M4 series rifle or 5.56 or anything. They say M16A2 because when these were introduced, that was the service rifle of the time. Each magazine pouch holds 2 magazines, so that's 2, 4, 6, 8, which is actually quite a lot of magazines. That's like more than a lot of guys carry now. Usually you carry 3 magazine pouches, which is 6, and then 1 in your rifle. This is 4 magazine pouches with 1 in your rifle. Some guys even carry more. I've got a 5th magazine pouch. I just didn't want to put it on here because that was done, just not that common. This is pretty standard for these. And then grenade pouches, fragmentation grenades were a big part of the Battle of Fallujah. Both sides used them very heavily. And I've got my woodland grenade pouch there. Some guys had like 3 or 4 of these, but I've only got one of the woodland ones, so that works because some guys only carried 1. Over here, I've got an Alice first aid kit, one of the green nylon ones from the 80s. Those were still used because, as I mentioned earlier in the video, the Marine Corps is still transitioning, so while someone like the Coyote Tan IFACs that are still used today were being introduced at that time, a lot of the green Alice ones were still being used. And as you know, I do have, like you can see in my other video, I do have one of those tan IFACs, but I kind of wanted to keep the stuff separate, and since this was done, I figured it'd be a little more unique. Don't want to use too much of the stuff from the same loadouts, or from different loadouts for this. On my back, I've got a Camelback Storm This was the hydration carrier used by the Marine Corps at the time. Camelback made 2 of these. One of them was green like this, and the other one, you see the top's black and the main body of it's green. The other one had a khaki body to blend in with the desert better, but those were used, but not nearly as common. Like in all the pictures I've seen, these are definitely more dominant than the tan ones. And even the commercial ones, like guys would just bring commercial Camelbacks. Those were more common than the tan ones, the tan Camelback Storms. But these were the most common hydration carrier of the time. So yeah, I don't have the bladder or anything in there, but that's just the carrier. And then the Interceptor was the vest at the time. Some dudes put the Fighting Load Carrier, or FLC, over top of their Interceptors, but a lot of guys didn't, so I just put the pouches directly on the Interceptor. Camis, these are just standard Marine Corps MCCUs. Blouse and trouser matching set. You know, these are the trousers I used in my other loadout video, but this, you know, obviously frog shirts hadn't come out yet, and dudes hadn't started really using the flight suits yet. So, yeah, these were pretty much what was used. Of course, some dudes still had the 3-color BDUs. Well, I guess it's technically a DCU, but yeah. Marpat MCCUs were dominant. And for boots, well, on my legs also, some dudes had gas mask bags, drop leg holsters, the old school Woodland Bajan knee pads, or commercial knee pads. I have several of those items, but I wanted to keep my legs free for this loadout, and I know a lot of Marines did that as well, so it's not inaccurate, but there's nothing on my legs. Just kept them free. So yeah. And for boots, moving on, a lot of Marines had the old school, like Army style, like lug sole and Panama sole combat boots. Just the tan ones. They didn't have the Bates Marine Corps boots. A lot of Marines did, and a lot of Marines didn't. It was like 50-50. So really, it's fine to do either. If you've got like Bates boots, it's cool to use for the Fallujah loadout. And if you've got Army boots, it's cool to use. I've got some like desert tan tactical boots that are very similar to the Army boots. So, you know, that's what I chose to wear for this loadout video. And they're really great boots and everything, and they're good for the loadout. And last but not least, my gun. It's just a standard M4 carbine, completely bare bones, plain Jane. There's nothing on it. You know, carry handle sight, LE stock, nothing on the rails. Just a really bare rifle. The M16A4 and the M16A2 were the more common weapons, but the M4 was used in limited numbers with the Marine Corps. So yeah, but pretty much always the weapons were completely bare bones or had just a vertical grip or an ACOG, but just a plain Jane M4 was something that was seen quite often. So yeah, I don't think I'm missing anything. This is my, like I said, Fallujah loadout. This is a pretty accurate impression. Based on all the pictures and stuff that I've seen, a lot of dudes use gear very similar to this. So, yeah. Thanks for watching. Rate, comment, subscribe. Or